Good evening, everybody, and welcome again to the Fortune Eagle Screen Share webinar. My name is Greg Phillips. I'll be your host. We hope everybody had a wonderful week, a very powerful week. We are so excited. We have so many great things coming down the pipe with the Fortune Eagles platform and Feed Me and Fund Me that is just ridiculously enthusiastic. I mean, it's good, but now it's getting ready to get gooder and gooder. We're glad that you guys joined us. We want you to tell your friends and family, hey, come listen in. Find out what's going on, because this thing is about to take off, and we want all our friends and family to be in front of this thing here. We don't want you in a year from now have somebody walk up to you and say, hey, have you ever heard of this thing called 14 Eagles? And you'd be like, oh, man, I could have been there in the beginning. But that's okay. We're all here now. This thing is going to be very, very powerful. Like I said, we have some beautiful things coming down the pike. We just want to thank you again for taking time out of your schedule to come join us. Make sure that you're getting the videos of the week. Those are very, very important because the Fortune Eagles platform is actually built on that, which is about sharing information so that we have an opportunity to deal with the things that are going on in the world today and to raise our consciousness so that we can be better prepared to help our friends and family in the days going forward. With that being said, Bryant, you have the floor.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Thank you. And I would like to welcome everybody to the Thursday night call and webinar. I really appreciate you coming. This call will be recorded, so if you know anybody that couldn't make it to the call, have no fear. We will be sending the call out through our email database, so everybody will get the recording of the Thursday night call. So if you know someone that couldn't make it and they're not signed up to get our emails, make sure you let them know that they can sign up for our newsletter so they can be put into our email database and get our updated emails. First thing I want to do is do a little housekeeping here real quick. Things are going very well with the platform. People are moving through at a fantastic rate. We're keeping up with the flow right now. We do have some issues, but not no major issues, and that's good. That's good to know. And any little issues that we have, we're going to try to get those straightened out as soon as we possibly can. One thing that I do want to put out is that just for little tips for people to know, is that when you're sending your gifts, we want to make sure that when you receive a gift, you want to make sure that as soon as you receive a gift from your Cash App, go in your back office and click confirm. The reason why we want you to do that as quickly as you can or as soon as you can, so the people that are sending the gifts, they can get into their nest as quickly as possible, because we have people that need to get into their nest because they have people that they want to bring in and invite to the platform, and they can't really do it until they get into their nest. All right, so we want to make sure that people have an opportunity to get into their nest so they can start bringing more people in. And so if you're confirming people, we want to make sure that you confirm them as quickly as possible because it helps benefit you as well. All right, so anybody that gives to you, you want to confirm them as quickly as you possibly can. All right, because if they get confirmed, now they're in the nest, now they can start inviting people, and if they invite people and people fall in their nest, well, guess what? They're also gifting to you too. All right, so, and that helps to build your nest. And so you want to build your nest and fill out your nest as quickly as possible, so when you fill your nest out, now you can recycle and go back in and start a whole new level 1 nest, and also go to level 2. All right, so we want to keep the flow moving. So if we keep that flow moving, everything works a lot better. Okay. The other thing too is that when you're bringing in new people, you want to make sure that they use your username. Put your username in the register box there. And hit the tab key. I know a lot of times some people can hit the next key and it will work, but most people have to hit the tab key on their keyboard. So you want to make sure that you do that. All right. As you can see, our website here, the 14 Eagles Den site. This is the community website that's showing on the screen if you're on the computer right now. And this is our main website. This is the website that you want to bring everybody to so they can take a look at the 14 Eagles concept and platform. And when coming to the site and when you're getting ready to join, when someone is joining, you can come to this Join 14 Eagles button right here. You can click on that. And when you click on that, it's going to take you to the 14 Eagles platform page. All right. What we want you to do is click on Members Login. There is a Join Now button, but for some reason I don't think that's working properly. So you want to hit the Member Login. And when you hit the Member Login, let's hit that real quick so people can see it. When you hit the Member Login, it will take you to this page, and then you just click on Sign Up. Now, when going through the community webpage, sometimes in some computers, some people's computers, the login won't work or the sign up won't work, or either one or both. Okay, if that happens, just go to www.14eagles.com. All right, just do that. Go to www.14eagles.com and then repeat the same steps that I just showed you. All right, and then you should be able to sign up and log in. All right, so we just want to make sure that you be able to do that. All right, so we also just to let you know too, we got the 14 Eagles video on the home page of the community site. When you go to the 14 Eagles video, you want to make sure that any new people that come in, they want to take a look at this 14 Eagles video. That gives them a synopsis of how the platform works. All right. So therefore, if they have a question, then they can have a question so they can understand the answer that is given to them. You first want to have them look at this video, then answer any questions that they may have. That way, you know, they can understand it a little bit better when they ask a question about something that they don't know about or don't understand. But it's best to watch the video first and then answer their questions. And if you can't answer their questions, then email us or call us, and we'll help them to get their questions answered if you can't answer the question. And then also what we have on here as well is the sign up and process, okay, right below the video. So we have a step-by-step on how to sign up and how to start the process, start the gifting process. So you want everybody to take a look at this. Also, it's also emailed out through our email database. All right, so we want people to try to go through this process as much as they possibly can, because that'll help everything go through the system a lot easier and a lot better and a lot faster if we follow these steps. Now, the last thing I want to say is that in these steps, there's going to be a change. Not to say that these steps don't work, okay? But there is one change that we're probably going to make, and I'm going to point that out right now, just so everybody can have some food for thought here. Down here where it says Cash App $2 to each name's on the Cash App ID via your phone. Put your username in for the line in the for line when you gift. Okay, so when you're sending a gift through your Cash App, you want to make sure that you put put your username, so the person that's receiving the gift knows what username is sending them the gift. So when they go in their back office to click confirm, they can see the username and they can click confirm. All right, and it makes it a lot easier. All right, but here's where we make the change. It says come back to the list of people. Click on the pay button beside each person's Cash App ID. What we may change this to is we may have you to click paid first and then go and send the $2 through the Cash App. Why is that? Because what's happening is we have people coming in a lot faster than people can be confirmed. And well, actually, we have people coming in faster than people can send the gift and go back and click paid in their back office. And so what happens is when you take too long to go back and click paid, someone else may come in and get the same names and click paid and get that position. And now you've paid those person or you gifted to those people and you're not in that position anymore because somebody beat you to the punch. All right? And we find the system is doing that. And so we're trying to rectify that now. So until we rectify that in the system, we're asking people to click paid first, so that will hold that position for you, and then go and send the gifts right away through the Cash App. That way, that position won't get taken from you, and when you send the gift to the 3 people, then we know that you're going to get that position once they confirm you, and nobody else can take that position. I hope that makes sense, because we want to make sure that when you send a gift, you're going to be in that position under the people that you sent the gift to. Because if someone else takes that position, then you end up going somewhere else, and then the people that you fall up under never receive that gift, and then you end up gifting the wrong people. All right? So we want to make sure that that doesn't happen. But if it does happen, don't worry. We will rectify that situation for you. We will make sure that you get your gifts back so you can give the gifts to the proper people. All right? So don't worry about if anything does get messed up. We will take care of it for you in the admin, okay? Great. All right, so that's just a little housekeeping for everybody. And you want to pass that on to everybody, to your teams and everything, and let them know what's going on. But be sure that people come here and go by these steps, okay? Just use these steps right here, and you shouldn't have too much of a problem at all. All right? Outstanding. So now, let's get into the crux of the matter here. 14 Eagles. All right. 14 Eagles is a different animal than most people have seen, what most people have seen. Now, gifting has been around for a long time. A lot of you may have heard of gifting before. Some of you may have not heard of gifting before, or the gifting platforms that you've seen before might not quite work like 14 Eagles. 14 Eagles may be a little different than what you've seen before. All right? But 14 Eagles has stood the test of time. A lot of you may not realize, but 14 Eagles has been around for a long time. All right? For this year will be 10 years for us having 14 Eagles. And even being around that long, we're still just cracking the surface. Okay? Just still cracking the surface. Nobody really knows about 14 Eagles yet. And so that's a good thing, because we have a lot more room to grow. And so now that we've got our new platform, things are really moving very, very well. And we're looking to go out here and literally change the world with this little platform that we have here. Now, before I get into what 14 Eagles is really all about, I want to do what we always do on this call, is give you a quick definition of the things that you may hear the most when you're talking to people about a platform such as 14 Eagles. You know, anytime that you have to bring someone in to a platform such as this, or, network marketing or MLM, any of those type of platforms or organizations, the first thing that people will throw out there is, oh, you're in one of those pyramid things. And most of the time when they say that, they really don't understand or know what they're really saying. Right? They have some preconceived notion of what a pyramid scheme really is. Okay? And they just lump it in with, oh, you bringing people in, or you're recruiting people, so-called recruiting people, then, oh, that must be a pyramid scheme. Well, the first thing that we want to get out the way, if you're brand new on this call, if you're just looking at 14 Eagles for the first time, we want to just dispel the myth about this platform being a pyramid scheme, because we are nowhere near a pyramid scheme, okay? And so we just have a brief definition. You can go and look up the definition. You can Google it or whatever, and you can get a much deeper definition. But I just want to hit on the surface of the definition just to let you know that what we do here, 14 Eagles, is not a pyramid. And so we try to get that out the way right up front. So just a quick definition of a pyramid scheme. A pyramid scheme is a fraudulent system of making money based on recruiting an ever-increasing number of investors. And the key word there is investors. The initial promoters recruit investors who in turn recruit more investors and so on. The scheme is called a pyramid because each level the number of investors increase. Now that's just a snapshot of the pyramid scheme, the definition of a pyramid scheme. And the main word there is investors. Because see, when you get people that put their money into a system as an investor, they're investing their money. The first thing that you're looking at is that person getting a rate of return on their money. Okay, they're putting their money up to make money. All right, just like putting their money in the stock market or something. You're expecting to get a gain on your money. And so when you put your money into a system where you have to recruit people to put money in it so you can take money out to get a rate of return on your money, and when the system takes in the money from the people who come into the system last and give it to the people who came in first, and they keep that revolving door going, that is a pyramid scheme because you're expecting a rate of return on your money. That is a true pyramid scheme, paying people with the last money to come in to the first people that came into the system. That's a pyramid scheme. All right? That is not what 14 Eagles does. And people will mistake it for that all the time. But we have to set them straight on that. Because 14 Eagles is a gifting platform. All right? There's no monies that go to 14 Eagles. There are no fees in 14 Eagles. And all the money that is given to someone else, and the key word here is given to help someone else. And you're not expecting anything in return when you give that money to help someone. Just want that to sink in for a second. You're freely giving of your own free will to help someone else. And by you doing that, that puts you in a position for someone to help you. That's all this is. We try to keep this as simple as possible, right? So this is not a pyramid scheme. And for that matter, network marketing and MLM, that's not a pyramid scheme either. But like I said, people tend to lump the pyramid scheme in with the MLM, the network marketing, the gifting platforms, anything that where you have to bring people in, they just lump that into the pyramid scheme. And understand, that is not by mistake. Okay? That is by design. They try to get people to think that way. Yes, there are some unscrupulous people out here, all right, that will take your money disguising themselves as an MLM or a gifting platform and take your money and run. They will do that. They will do that. And that puts a bad face on the programs and platforms that are trying to do the right thing. All right? So that's why we want to give the definition and spend a little time talking about pyramid scheme. Because what we do here is not a pyramid scheme. All right? So I don't want to belabor that too much, but I just wanted to put that out there. You know, because we have nothing to hide. We want to be as transparent as we possibly can with people, because we don't want people to be afraid to be able to go out here and help people, because that's what 14 Eagles is all about, people helping people. All right. So now, let's get back to this. 14 Eagles. Well, what is 14 Eagles? Why is 14 Eagles here? Well, the first thing that we want to show, if you come to the community website and you go and check out our welcome, if you read this and people read this, they can see in a snapshot what 14 Eagles is really all about. See, a lot of people think it's all about the money, which is, the money is good, and we understand that. People need money. Money is a tool to be used to help, to do things, to do good things. All right? But that is not the do-all with 14 Eagles. That is not the be-all for 14 Eagles. Okay? So that's why we encourage people to come to the site and read the welcome and watch the videos, because it'll give you a great perspective about what 14 Eagles is all about. So I just want to do that real quickly here. 14 Eagles is a platform that provides like-minded people from all walks of life the opportunity to help one another. 14 Eagles is not a business. It's not a corporation. It's not a network marketing organization. Rather, it's a private, invitation-only, global community of people who believe in the principle that by helping others, in that process, we help ourselves. That's the premise of 14 Eagles. As we give, so shall we receive. 14 Eagles commonly uses a unique online gifting platform that allows members to come together for mutual interest, commitment, and prosperity. 14 Eagles has taken a concept that is actually thousands of years old, giving, sharing, and accepting, and merged it with modern-day technology to create a virtual community, a community that has developed its own economy of peer-to-peer giving and sharing, which provides economic stability to become self-sufficient and self-sustaining. 14 Eagles community is a bridge used to move people from a debt-based system formed on selling, buying, and taking to a collaborative-based system formed on giving, sharing, and accepting. The virtual community creates a paradigm shift in consciousness that inspires people to work together and garners love and harmony on a whole new spiritual level. There is a universal law, God's law. Whatever you give out into the universe, you will get back in abundance. If you are someone that has a heart for giving and genuinely like helping people, then get with the individual who referred you to 14 Eagles, to the 14 Eagles community, and let them know you want to be a part of this growing movement to change the world into the place it was meant to be. To register for the 14 Eagles community is free, but to send and receive gifts through the platform, you will need to get a Cash App and OG Pay accounts. Get with the member that invited you to walk through that process. So now that's 14 Eagles in a nutshell. Just that little notice right there, that welcome. That's what 14 Eagles is all about. We're here to help people, point blank. And we're here to help people get out of debt. Not just in your family, not just in your neighborhood, not just in this country, but all around the world. Okay? This little small platform, we feel, is going to conquer the world. And of course, we need help to do that. So what do? Our whole concept here is all about building a virtual community. Let's build a community of like-minded people, so we can do what we need to do ourselves, build up our finances, share information with one another, get an education that we don't get anywhere else, and then we can go out into the real world and really affect some change. Right? A virtual community, we can do anything we want to do because we're a private group of people coming together to do what we want to do. See, out in the real world, we're handcuffed, okay, and all kind of obstacles are in our way to get what we want to get, to do what we want to do. And so we're subject to all kinds of obstacles by the powers that be, the ones who control everything. Does it really make sense that 4% of the people in the world control 95% of the wealth? Does that even make sense? See, understand, things have to change. Do you think that the people that run the world or have control really want to change that? They give you the illusion that they do, but do you really think they want to change that? Think about it. If you were in their shoes, would you want to change that? Okay? See, everything is done by design. Everything that you see out here is by design. And so what you don't know can hurt you. So what 14 Eagles is all about is spreading information and knowledge. We want you to take that information and knowledge and go and research it for yourself. That is why we encourage you to come down here and watch these videos. There's a series of videos here that we encourage you to watch. They're not very long. But if you take the time and watch each one of these videos, I think it would be hard pressed for you, for your whole thinking to start changing. I think if you really sit down and study these videos, your mind will start to change. Your consciousness will start to expand. And when you do that, nothing will look the same again. I know it didn't for me. When I started studying this information, it just floored me that this type of information was not being taught to me on a regular basis. And see and understand, when your consciousness starts to expand and your thinking starts to change, you look at the world completely different. You look at TV differently. You look at the news differently. You look at a movie completely different. You look at people differently. So understand, 14 Eagles is more than just a gifting platform. We are a movement that has come together to try to make change in the world. Because if things are going to change, we are the ones that's going to have to do it. We're the ones that's going to have to do it. Okay? Now, we have partnered with a company called Fund Me 24/7, and we're trying to introduce that partnership to all of you. We encourage you to come and look at the Fund Me 24/7 video presentation so you can understand what Fund Me 24/7 is all about. The reason why we've partnered with Fund Me 24/7 is because they mirror what we do. Their whole concept is the same as our concept. So why should we compete with one another when we can come together and be even more effective on helping people? See, it just makes sense to bring programs like this together so we can go out here and conquer this debt-based system that we live in. So we encourage you to take a look at the Fund Me 24/7 video presentation. And also, along with Fund Me 24/7, we have Feed Me 24/7, which is a feeder system for Fund Me 24/7. Very powerful stuff. So we literally have two different platforms that can be done, that can be built with the same crowd, that can be used within the same community. Think about that for a second. Think about how powerful that can be. All right? Very powerful concept there. Bringing two platforms together within the same community. How many times have you seen opportunities pass you by because you didn't have the money to get involved? Think about that. That's what we're trying to alleviate that problem. There's a lot of opportunities out here, but a lot of times those opportunities people can't get involved because they don't have the funds to do so. And we want to change that. We want to put it in a financial way. We want to put it to where you can get involved with any opportunity that you want to get involved with. That's what this community is all about. Because we understand, money is a tool that can be used. If you do, and it can be used, and if it be used in the right way, we can really, really make changes. And so 14 Eagles is all about putting you in a position to help yourself and to help others to create change. And the first thing that we have to do is change the way we think. Change our mentality. Because we have been manipulated. So we have to work on our consciousness. And while we're doing that, we want to build up our finances. That's the key. And I hope you understand what I'm saying here. So if we can take these two platforms, these two programs, and work them together in the same community, boy, do you understand how powerful we could be? It can be a powerful thing. Now, you can't have a community without having businesses. Because the first thing, 14 Eagles is not a business. Yeah, I know some of you think it is. It's not a business. It's not a corporation. We don't have anything to sell here. It's just a platform for people to be able to use to help one another. And so if we're building a community, we still need businesses. Why? Because businesses is the backbone of a community. Okay? Even in your own community, where you are right now, you have businesses in your neighborhood. Why? Because you got to go and buy food, you got to buy clothes, and it's a financial stability within the community because people got to have jobs. So even in our virtual communities, we encourage businesses to come along. And so when you come with your business, we encourage you to advertise your business to the community. And we'll put it right here on our site. So if you see something on our site, a business on our site that you want to take part in, or you want to, or if you see a good or services that you think that you might want to take a look at and get, then you just click on that ad, and it'll take you to that site so you can get in contact with that business. Make sense? So that's why we encourage businesses to get involved in 14 Eagles. Now here's the thing. Most businesses, they need to advertise because they have to get their goods and services out to the people. But it's so hard for businesses to advertise, especially small businesses, because they don't have the advertising budget to do so. It takes a lot of money to advertise to a big group of people. I mean, take a look at the Super Bowl, for instance. You get to advertise for the Super Bowl, you got to pay millions of dollars for a 15-second ad. That's crazy. But businesses do it. Why? Because it reaches a lot of people. Well, even in our little community, we want you to advertise to our community. But guess what? You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to pay. We don't want your money to advertise to the community. No. You know what we want? We want you to help build the community. We want you to bring your business, advertise your business, and help build the community that you're advertising to. Now that's different, isn't it? Now here's the deal. If you help build the community, you can continue to advertise. Now watch this. You're advertising to the community that you're helping to build. And while you're doing that, you're receiving gifts and contributions from 2 different platforms, 14 Eagles and Fund Me 24/7. And in some instances, you could receive more by way of contributions and gifts than you would by selling your goods and services. Now that's a switch, isn't it? See, understand, we're doing things a little bit different than what you're probably used to seeing. And I hope that it resonates with you. 14 Eagles is not just a gifting platform. We are a virtual community. Okay? So yes, if you have a business, we encourage you. Bring your business to 14 Eagles and advertise. Now, what we want you to do is join our newsletter. Put your name and your email in there and hit submit so we can get you into our email database so we can give you updates and information that we put out on a weekly basis. Okay? And if you're interested in advertising whatever business you have, no matter what it is, I don't care if it's a lawn service, you can advertise it. If you have a restaurant, advertise it. Why do we do that? Because 14 Eagles is going to be all around the country and all around the world. So if you advertise as we grow, you could be advertising to the very people that's in your community, that's in your area. And as we get more and more advertisements onto the site, we will create a directory. That's our goal, to have a directory of all types of businesses so people can take part in those businesses. So if you're in some place, let's say you're in Georgia, and you go to the community website that we have here, and you look through the database, the community, the business database, and you look up Georgia, and you see a restaurant in the area that you're in, wouldn't you want to go and check out that restaurant because it's a part of your virtual community? It just makes sense. That's what we're trying to do here. That's where we're headed. So we encourage businesses. So email us. Send us a message that you want to get your business onto the site, and we'll give you the instructions on how to do that. Also, you can go to the business community tab, and you can see some of the criteria that it takes to advertise your business. All right? This is different. We know it is. So it may take you a minute to grasp the concept of it, and we understand that. We understand that. But we're trying to be different because we're on a mission. We're on a mission to try to change the world. We're trying to make things better. And if we're going to do that, we have to do it ourselves. We can't wait for somebody else to do it for us, right? Okay, so what I want to do real quick, because you've heard me talking long and too much right now. What I want to do, let me see if he's here. And I hope, Dwayne, I hope you're ready. I want to bring on one of the guys that's instrumental for helping the businesses get on board here. He's doing a fantastic job. He's got a lot of things lined up for businesses, And we feel that the businesses have a win-win situation here to be able to advertise their business and be a part of the platform. Okay? And so what I want to do is I want to bring Dwayne up real quick. Dwayne, can you just give the people just a brief aspect of what you see about the businesses involved in 14 Eagles and Fund Me 24/7 and how it can benefit?
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Great. Greetings, everybody. I'm always ready. What do you mean you hope I'm ready? I wake up ready. Go to sleep ready. Businesses, yeah. No, this is a great opportunity for a lot of our grassroots businesses. And we're just talking about from folks that start from literally the ground up. Mom and pop business, you work from your own home, out of your kitchen, out of your garage, basement, whatever the case might be. If you're marketing something of someone else's and you're doing a home-based business, or if it's something that you've actually created yourself, your own grassroots business, we're here to help you, to help get your information out, and we like to do it through our community. We're just providing a platform here. It's a friendly platform. It's very inexpensive. You can literally get started for as little as $16 one time out of pocket. We highly recommend that you actually do the community package, which is $47 out of pocket to get started. That's not monthly. That's a startup. And then from that point on, from your contributions as we grow the community together, because we're all contributing to that. We're looking for contributors, not takers. We all contribute. We bring energy, bring positive energy, and we look to expand. And again, as Brian indicated, we are building a network here, so we want to support one another. So we always want to look within to find out who has that particular service or that product. And if you have something that's very unique, bring it. If you have something that's in common, bring it. It's available. Utilize that. And again, we are getting ready to start our campaign coming up very, very shortly. And it's a great opportunity because from there's going to be lots of traffic, lots of eyeballs. And that's just the start of it. So really looking for some very exciting things to come into play in a very short period of time. But you virtually have nothing to lose by joining our community, and you have everything to lose by not joining our community. So again, we welcome you aboard. Back to you, Brian.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, man. Great job. Yeah, I'm telling you, businesses, you can't go wrong. If you have a business, I don't care if it's a barber shop, hair salon, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you got. We encourage you to get involved. We encourage it because not only will it help your business as we grow, but you're also receiving gifts and contributions by being in the system. Now, it just doesn't get any better than that. Not to me anyway. It just makes sense to me. I hope it does to you too. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to see if I can find Mark Stevens. Mark Stevens is the facilitator of Fund Me 24/7. And I've known him for a long time. He's like a brother from another mother. And we've always had the same vision. You know, ever since we've known each other, we've always had the same vision, and we've always had an affinity of helping people because that's what we're about. That's what we do. And so when he got Fund Me 24/7, it just made all the sense in the world that we put 14 Eagles and Fund Me 27 together and create this 1-2 punch to take out poverty and debt in the world. And so what I want to do is I want to bring him up. Mark, if you will, if you can just go over just a little bit about how you feel about 14 Eagles and Fund Me 24/7 coming together and how it can help benefit people as we go along here.
Peace and blessings, everyone. It's an exciting time. Just like Brian said that he and I are brothers from another mother, 14 Eagles, Fund Me 24/7, Feed Me 24/7 are the same, brothers from another mother. And when I look at different things around the country and around the world, in our country, most Americans say they are struggling financially. And a lot of times the people struggle financially is because they don't have the proper information. And this is why I tell people, when you come to 14 Eagles, it's not about money, it's about information, because the information that you will get will actually create the money that you'll need to do what you want to do. And as Dwayne was talking, businesses, well, see, advertising your business is a form of marketing. And marketing is what you do to get your information in front of people. And here we have a community, and when you combine the advertising, when you combine 14 Eagles, Fund Me 24/7, Feed Me 24/7, powerful combination. There's nothing on the planet like it. And if you were on our call earlier, the Feed Me 24/7 call, there was another entity that was mentioned that you're going to find out more about. There will be no excuses. You heard Greg say he tells you that 14 Eagle leaves no stone unturned. Well, this is even more to add to that, because the combination of what we have coming and what we already have here is life-changing. And as you often hear me say, there's a difference in being poor and being broke. Being broke is an economic condition, which means you can change it. But being poor is a disabling frame of mind and a distressed condition of the spirit. So we must vow never ever to be poor again. And poor stands for passing over opportunities repeatedly. Opportunity exists here all day, all night, all the time. I want to encourage everyone, get involved with 14 Eagles. Get involved with Fund Me 24/7, Feed Me 24/7. Share with your friends, your family, your loved ones, your co-workers. And I virtually guarantee that you will not have to want for many things in your life ever again. Peace and blessings, everyone. Thank you, Brian.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And it is so true. I'm telling you. We hold the key. Us, the people in this community, we hold the key. Okay? For a lot of people. And so we want people to come to us. See, right now we're going to the people, but sooner or later the people will come to us. And seeing right now, all of you are the pioneers of that change. There's a lot of things happening out here. It's a lot of things. But we're just another thing that's going to be out here to help people. Because we need a multitude of different things out here to change the condition that we're in right now. All right? And so we're just one of those situations that we're out here trying to help people. And that's what it's all about. Now, real quick, I just want to go over this real quick. Not going to be that long. I'm not going to take long at all. Because what I want to do is I want to break down just how simple this whole concept is. Because, see, a lot of times we make it hard, but it's not really that difficult. Okay? That's why I said we have to change our mentality. And sometimes that's our biggest obstacle, the way that we think. But if you take it and look at small numbers, see, a lot of times you come to people about 14 Eagles, and you're talking about, sending $2 gifts to 3 people. Well, I can't make no money with that. It's only $2. How am I going to make money with $2? See? Well, that's the way a lot of people think. Well, that's that pyramid thing. I can't, that's a scam. It's this, it's that. All right. Well, I'm here to show you it doesn't take a lot to make this thing what we need it to be. The power of small numbers is the key. And seeing if we understand numbers, we understand that everything is a numbers game. Then that's half the battle, just knowing that. So watch this. This is just a quick exercise. If you take a box and put it to your left, and in that box there's $1 million in it, and I tell you that in 30 days, no matter what, in 30 days, if you can just wait 30 days, I'll give you this box with $1 million in it. But over to the right, there's a penny. And that penny, in 30 days, we're going to double that penny every day for the next 30 days. Now, I ask you, which one would you take? Would you take the penny doubling every day for the next 30 days, or would you take the box with $1 million in it? Which one would you take? And I want you to ask people this tomorrow. When you go to work tomorrow, I want you to ask people, to put this scenario to people and see what they say. Okay. Because a lot of people picked $1 million. Well, we all know why. We all know why they picked $1 million. Because it's immediate. It's $1 million, and you get it 30 days. In 30 days, $1 million? Are you kidding me? A penny? Doubling every day? Oh, come on. I'm not here for pennies, right? Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to get a calculator, and I want you to take 1 cent, and I want you to double it every day on a calculator. So that means you take 1 cent right now, and then tomorrow you have 2 more cents, and then the next day you have 4 more cents, and the next day you have 8 more cents, and I want you to keep doubling that and add it all up, and I want you to do it 30 times, and it will blow your mind. Because if you take a penny and you double it every day for 30 days, at the end of 30 days, you will have $5.3 million in 30 days. Now, that doesn't even sound possible, does it? It's almost like an illusion. But see, I'm here to tell you, money doesn't lie. It just doesn't. It's a numbers game. You know, in the numbers game, 80% of the people just do enough to get by. 20% of the people do everything. That has never failed. Now watch this. If you sponsor 2 people who sponsored 2 people, and that happened every day for the next 14 days, just 2 people, that means what I'm saying here is everybody only is getting 2 people, and that's it. So today you get 2 people. Tomorrow those 2 people get 2 people. Now those people go and get 2 people the next day, and so on and so forth. For 14 days. That's 2 weeks. If you did that, and it started with you, how many people would you end up with? Okay? How many people would you end up? Everybody just getting 2 people, and that's it. Okay? Watch this. If you did that in 2 weeks, you would have 32,766 people. Are you kidding me? In just 2 weeks? You know, it takes some people 2 weeks just to get 1 person. But you're talking about 2 weeks. You can get 32,000 people gathered in 2 weeks just by everybody just going to get 2 people. That's amazing. See, the power of small numbers. That's all we need. And see, we have to have this in our minds. Don't worry about the ones who don't. Let's worry about the ones who do. Because that's how you affect change. Now watch this. You got 32,000 people. What does that do for 14 Eagles in a 14 Eagles concept? Just on level 1. Because see, in understanding 14 Eagles, we go from level 1 all the way up to level 6, right? From $2 to $250. But just on level 1, What does that do? You're talking about over $49,000 just in 2 weeks. You got to be kidding me. On a $2 gift? See, a lot of you think I'm trying to pull the wool over your eyes, right? This is not a joke. These are numbers. Numbers don't lie. Now watch this. In Fund Me 24/7, right? In the first tier of Fund Me 24/7, just like in 14 Eagles, you're getting $2 per person that comes into your nest. Well, in Fund Me 24/7, you're receiving $12.50 per person. Are you kidding me? What does that mean in Fund Me 24/7? That's $273,000 in 2 weeks. Numbers don't lie. If you combine both of these platforms just on their first levels, you're talking about in excess of $322,000 in 2 weeks. Because you took 2 people who could go get 2 people who could go get 2 people. You mean it's that simple? See, we make things hard. The way we think makes things hard. But we've been conditioned to be that way. The system has conditioned us to be that way, to think in that way. So now, okay, let's keep it real. Let's go back to the real world now, right? Okay, $322,000. Okay, 2 weeks. Okay, that's not even realistic for us. The way we think right now, that's not even realistic because we know everybody's not going to do that. All right, let's say, what if it took you 2 years? Would it be worth it to do whatever you got to do to get $322,000 in 3 years? That's 2 people getting 2 people who can get 2 people. If it took you 2 years to get 32,000 people, would it be worth it to you? Would that be realistic enough? No? Okay, what about 5 years? Would 5 years, is that realistic for you? Because no matter how long it takes or how short a time it takes, the numbers don't lie. So it's just a matter of what you want to do as a community. You follow me? Bottom line is, the numbers don't lie, y'all. If we build the community, the money will come. See, we can't worry about $2 here, $1 there, $10 here, $30. No, don't worry about that. Build the community, and all of that will take care of itself. I hope you see what I'm talking about here. You know, 14 Eagles, people are having fun doing it. People receiving gifts. You know, sometimes we have little glitches here and there. We're going to do whatever we got to do to make sure everybody is taken care of. That's what we do. That's what communities do. We're a community, y'all. Let's focus on the community. Let's build the community. And everything else will take care of itself. The virtual community. If we do that, then we can go in the real world and really affect change. And the last thing I'm going to say is if in your community, if 20% of the people in your community was cash-strapped and debt-free, they could change your community overnight. They could dictate to the local officials in your community what they want done for the community. Not the local officials dictating to you what needs to be done. You follow me? The power comes back into your hands. That's the power that we have right now. So, What I want to do right now, it's getting late. We're at the bottom of the hour. I want to go ahead and bring up my partner, Greg Phillips. Greg is one of the facilitators of 14 Eagles. If it wasn't for Greg, there would be no 14 Eagles. I'm telling you that now. Okay? He is the guy that inspires me to do what I do here in 14 Eagles. And so what I want to do is I want to bring Greg up to close us out, because I call him Mr. 14 Eagles, because his energy is what drives 14 Eagles. Greg, come on up and close us out, my brother.
Sure, thank you. I just want to thank everybody. Mark, I want to thank you, of course, and Dwayne for your guys' great words. And I just want to say a few things. I was listening to the call, and Brian, I'll tell you, you help me get my steps in when I listen to these calls. You get me pacing back and forth, and I'll be so excited. Sometimes I don't know what to do. But, when Brian was talking about, money as a tool, it made me think about the video of the week that we had this week. Like I said, our real main function is to pass out information, get out as much information as we possibly can, and let you decipher it for yourself to figure it out. And the video of the week this week was dealing with money is basically being an illusion. And it also means it's a tool. It's not real, because if you take a $1 bill, a $5 bill, a $20 bill, and, they all have the same paper, the same ink, or the only thing that's different is a number. But it's all made from paper. They're all burned the exact same way with the same match. So money is really an illusion. And when you understand that it's an illusion, you can learn how to use that illusion as a tool to get you where you want to go. And that's what the 14 Eagles platform is really about, just letting us get ourselves to a point where we raise our consciousness, where we understand what this thing that they use to keep us enslaved is, so we can use it to our benefit to get ourselves into freedom. It's called we're living in a society where it's about having freedom, and you can't have freedom if you have debt piled on you. That's what the 14 Eagles platform is really all about. I mean, when you go to the community site, the first thing you see, you don't see pictures of cars and airplanes and diamond rings and gold and stuff like that. When you come to the 14 Eagles platform, the first thing you see are businesses. So we're serious about what we're trying to do here. We're trying to make sure we create businesses so that we can sustain ourselves, so that whatever happens in this society, we can be protected and we can be, loved. And that's what this is really about, sharing our opportunities so we can help each other out. And that's why I'm so excited about the 14 Eagles platform, why I'm so excited about Feed Me and Fund Me 24, because, family, let me tell you something. We have some things that's getting ready to come down the pike. It's going to blow your mind. We're about to take off. This thing is going to get so real. It's just going to amaze you. Because, I tell you what I love so much. I've been starting to get gifts from people that I don't even know, and that's a beautiful thing. And it made me go back to our original way that we used to do it, when we put $2 in the actual mailbox, and you run to your mailbox, you'd be glad to see your mailman because you knew you was going to be getting a gift. Now we can do it Cash App, and we can do it quicker. And I love looking at my phone and go, hey, wait a minute, let me get to it right away and get into my back office and pay for this gift or send this gift or whatever what the case may be. I mean, this thing is getting super, super exciting. And, Brian, I want to thank you because I know you had a lot of nights that you had to stay up to try to get this platform back up to where it's supposed to be. And we want to thank you, man, from the bottom of my heart because, brother, without you, this could not be done. So, family, all I want to say is, bring your friends and family. Bring one person, Next week, let them know that we're here. Let them know that, hey, just take a listen to what they have to say. If it makes sense to you, great. If it doesn't, not a problem. All we wanted to do is put the information out in front of you. And like I said, you can contact us and make sure you become part of the 14 Eagles, database so that you can receive the videos of the week, because this is very, very important. Because like I said, we want people to understand that, like Brian says, the money's going to come, but we got to get the knowledge to prepare ourselves to know what to do with it once we get it. We like to, at this point, shut off our recording and